Ko Halayimla Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders that prophesied and rule well for the hopeful 144 and the one-third of Yasharallah, who this world refers to as Israel, starting at the house of great millstone. Shalom to you, Akim, who teach and learn in sincerity. Shalom to the Akwith, who learn in sincerity. It's your brother, Kanan, and this will be titled. First of all, I want to say, I hope your Shabbat is going well. Today is the intel of the Sabbath, which came in on sundown yesterday evening, which was the 31st, known as to spiritual Babylon in the world, Halloween, Hell's Day, if you want to say. So, Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, always showing the signs to those who have faith in Him, because those in the know, we know that this is the Shabbat. Okay, the Shabbat is not a Saturday to Sunday thing. It's not a Sunday to the whatever. It is based on the new moon, meaning the decretion of the light all the way to its lowest degree, and then throughout the month it comes full fledged to the new moon. But however, I just want to say happy Shabbat, and this will be let the bodies hit the floor. Okay, and that's exactly the where we at the time, the age that we're in. We're at the end of this kingdom, Esau's wicked kingdom, his wicked rulership. Okay, this is going to be Matthew 24 and starting at 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, he, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai, Yahi, Hawashai, salvation delivers. The disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And I like this was Matthew 24, because once again, we're in 2024. Apostle Tahar has deemed this the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, and it's been pushing along and revealing beautiful signs. Okay, tell us, when shall be tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the signs of thy coming and of the end of the world? And this world goes into age, the end of this current evil rulership that they was even under, the Roman rulership. Okay, Edom's world. Okay, Yahweh Shah was part of this world. Okay, that's why he's coming to bring it to an end. And Yahweh Shah answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And is more false prophets and true prophets out here. So once again, double honors to the apostles and elders that taught me, that teach me and rule well. Okay, and that's the commandment through the scriptures. All right, starting at the house of great millstone, who Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah has set up to be our true teachers of Yasharallah. Okay, the apostles, the elders, and the Akim. All right, and then like-minded man. And here, and okay, in Matthew 24 and 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And that's what we're going to touch on today. The wars and rumors of wars that are taking place all around your head, all around the world as we speak. Okay, the world is in conflict, especially over there where they self describe it as the Middle East, but geologically we know it's Western Asia. Okay, all right, for all these things must come to pass. Okay, a promise from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, but the end is not yet. So let me read that again. Matthew 24 and 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And he's telling his disciples not to be troubled, because the world will be troubled. The world will come to terrorizing fear. Okay, the scriptures speak of, does a man travaileth like a woman? Does a man hold his belly in pain and agony like a woman? But in that day you will, for at a trembling of fear and terror. For the nation shall rise up against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine. Now, this kingdom against kingdom, inward fighting. Do we not have that over here in spiritual Babylon? This is the worst so-called election ever. All the dirt, filth, and name calling and immaturity coming out from both sides, not from one, from both wicked sides of the both wicked wings of the same dirty, filthy eagle. Okay, and there shall be famine and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. And we tell you, Google them, it's happening all around you. Okay, all these things are the beginning of sorrows. So let's get it. This is the book of Ezekiel. Okay, the book of Ezekiel 38 and 1. And the word of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, came unto me, saying to Ezekiel the prophet, the seer, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, okay, and prophesies against him. Now let's get that real quick. All right, it says the chief prince. I got something for you. Okay, well, we don't need this fair use copyright yet, but we will though. So let me just go ahead and say fair use 107. I'm not selling a product. This is strictly educational purpose. This is from our paleo handbook um, booklet with that goes through paleo words and understanding. What you're looking at here is towards the end of our what you would call alphabet paleo, ancient alphabet of Hebrew. So this is the Ra, which is together Ra'ash, that means head, as you see. Now I'm gonna back it up because it says in when we just got through reading Ezekiel, the chief prince. Okay, so listen to this: head, Ra'ash, like we just seen. You seen that? Okay, you see that head. Now I'm gonna go over here. It says chief. It says prince of hosts, but we're only focusing on prince, Shar, and it's in our name too. Yashar Rala. He, prince, power. Allah, power. Not a God's name. Power. That's his title. That's who Yahweh is. He is our power, but his name is Yahweh. He exists. He be. So Shar, prince. So basically, that's what this scripture is saying, that Russia is the head prince, okay? And say, thus saith Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, once again, Allah, power. Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. And turning back is because the Soviet Union had went soft, if you want to call it, in the eyes of men. They didn't have that brute might that they had been known for up prior into the 1980s when they was uh, put down, told to stand down, and territories had they wasn't as strong. Like I said, the Soviet Union is not the same today as it was. However, what does it say? I will turn thee back to what? To your natural position, to your natural aggressive that you used to be. Who did he use? Putin. He brought Putin, KJV soldier, came through the Rakins, took over, and now he wants his nation restored back to that military force, that might. He actually wants to be next, okay? But he's an Edomite, all right? He's just another branch of the Edomites, another tribe, his people. I will bring thee forth and all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with buckles and shields, all of them holding swords. What's your modern day swords today? Your guns, your tanks, your firefighters, all the way up to what? The grand finale, those ICBMs and all sorts of missiles. Okay, those are your modern swords. Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, with them. Now, have you heard of BRICS? They're the that's already been formed. The nations coming together to ally against NATO, the wicked beast and the horde that rides upon the beast. BRICS, look it up. Okay, they're there. These countries have come together and formed this union. All right, all of them with shields and helmets, and that's what we're gonna get into. That's exactly what we're gonna get into. Okay, Gomor and all his bands, the house of Tegmor of the North Quarters. Funny it says North Quarters because that's going to play into what I'm about to show you. And all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself. Okay, that's what Russia's doing. Once again, with the alliances, thou and all thy companies that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. Let's get it. Already did the fair use, fair use. Bring it out. Okay. Where we at here?
North Korea's latest missile test has set off international alarm, intensifying fears that Pyongyang is actively preparing for confrontation. Our next story analyzes North Korea's launch, one of its most powerful ICBMs.
In a display of military might, North Korea unleashes its most powerful intercontinental ballistic missile, dramatically escalating tensions. Kim Jong-un personally oversees the missile test, a solid fuel intercontinental ballistic missile that shatters previous performance records. The weapon's extraordinary flight path, spanning 620 kilometers, places the entire US mainland within devastating reach. This technological leap represents a...
You hear that? Everybody over here in spiritual Babylon feeling safe to this day. I spoke to somebody last week that said that conflict over there in Western Asia, not the Middle East, Western Asia does not affect him in his daily living and his children, his family. Little does he know. Little does he know.
critical moment in North Korea's nuclear ambitions. With an unprecedented 87-minute flight time, the solid fuel weapon offers strategic advantages that dramatically enhance North Korea's military capabilities. Unlike liquid fuel alternatives, these missiles require minimal preparation, making detection and interception exponentially more challenging. The launch drew condemnation from South Korea, Japan, and the US.
We reiterate our stern warning that North Korea will bear full responsibility for any consequences.
See, limited effort. Yahweh Basim Yahushua has made it easy for this place to come to an end. Yet we still don't have the fear of him. We still think it's a game. Not we, but the masses. Okay, those in the know to fear Yahweh Basim Yahushua. All right.
That arise.
I call upon them to cease their potentially destabilizing behavior in both the Indo-Pacific region and now in the European theater as well.
United Snakes of America. United Snakes of America. Listen up.
Potentially destabilizing behavior in both the Indo.
A stern warning that North Korea will bear full responsibility for any consequences that arise.
I call upon them to cease their potentially destabilizing behavior in both the Indo-Pacific region and now in the European theater as well.
However, that's not what the scriptures call upon. Let's see what the scriptures call upon. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9. Okay? Proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles. Who are the Gentiles? The heathen, the 17 nations starting with Edom. Okay? And yes, you two-third minded are kin to the heathen because you haven't woken up. Okay? So you come in the same mentality. Prepare war. And speaking of the heathen of the two-third are we're amongst all the nations, mainly here in spiritual Babylon, but we do partake. We what do? We sign up for the military, okay? Out of lack of understanding, okay? Isaiah 1 and 3 mentality. Proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty man. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. beat your plowshares into swords. What does plowshare goes into? Agriculture. Okay, your your tractors. Once again, your plows. These equipments are still used today, are modernized. But he's saying take all of that industrial and focus now on war complex, which United States of America should be number one at that. However, okay, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears, and let the weak say, "I am strong." Now, who does that sound directly like? What we just got through hearing. North Korea, little rocket man's ready to send them rockets over, sling them right over here, and he has been, but now he has more confidence and more backing, and we'll get that to prove it. Okay, let the weak. North Korean has been known as the as the weak. So, like a lot of these African countries. Remember, countries. Africa is not a is it's a continent. Now these countries are coming together alongside Russia to say, "I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come ye all heathen, and gather yourselves together around about. There cause the mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh Bashmiel Shah. Let the heathen be weakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Yahweh. He exists. He be Shapat in Hebrew, meaning judgment. Okay, that's what this is. Also, as Armageddon. Okay, and that's the amount of troops. Okay, for there will I set to judge all the heathen around about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe, the harvest of death. Okay, come, get ye down, for the press is full, the fat overflow, for their wickedness is great. And once again, this is the same Heavenly Father, the same creator that Christianity continues to spill out, that he just loves everything and forgives everybody. Well, then who is he going to be set to judge? Multiplied, multitudes in the valley of decision. That's bodies, okay? Once again, I named this, let the bodies hit the floor, okay? For the day of Yahweh Bashmi Shai is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened. Why? Because we've been explained by the apostles, by the elders, with the missiles do when they drop. What do they call? They cover the light. They shed out the scroll of smoke, and it's going to be multiple. This is not one big baby being dropped. These are going to be multiple. They've been unleashing them on Iran's been unleashing bundles of missiles over towards Israel. It's only going to increase. The sun and the moon shall darken, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Okay, so okay, this is a promise. It's gonna be it's gonna be some bodies. All right, now let's get it.
Perceived growing relationship between.
They're fair targets. And the Ukrainian military will defend themselves against North Korean soldiers the same way they're defending themselves against Russian soldiers.
Now, of course, the question is, what is North Korea receiving in return for sending these troops? We've already seen a growing relationship between Russia and North Korea, especially when it comes to the war in Ukraine. North Korea has sent missiles, it's sent artillery ammunition and more. And the White House said North Korea has in exchange received some help with technology for the Russians. The question, will that relationship and that technology sharing grow? North Korea has tried to push forward both its nuclear program and its satellite program. On the latter, they've had some successes and some failures. The Russians could certainly help them with that, and that would be even more concerning, especially as it would involve, perhaps, the involvement of North Korean troops, Far East troops, that is, in the fighting in Ukraine. It's also worth noting that the White House said they'd be reaching out to China to share the U.S. perspective and also see if China has their own perspective on this and could help in some way, given the relationship between China and North Korea.
Mm-hmm. And then I wonder, Oren, what kind of impact could this have not only on Ukraine but also on the Indo-Pacific region?
It involves, or rather, it means the war involves another part of the world. Right now, it's Ukraine and Russia fighting there. But if there are North Korean troops there, then it involves South Korea. And South Korea's government has hinted that they might reevaluate the military equipment and weapons they're willing to provide to Ukraine if, in fact, it turns out and they conclude that North Korean troops are fighting on behalf of Russia. So that clearly spreads the war to a different part of the continent. And then, of course, there's the connection with China. As I mentioned,
And that should serve as a prelude, which is an introduction or a warning for you over here that's comfortable, that's at ease. Listen, we're not, these countries are about this business of war, okay? Once again, thousands of troops going to the front line for Russia from North Korea is making all these other nations. You already heard United States get their little reply. Well, we hope that all so whatever. Okay, this is heating up. It's not cooling down. So all of you young, free spirited, do as thy will, Alex Crowley grandchildren over here, prepare thyself because it's coming. Okay, and you fucking 1, 2, 3 ABC people, pull off the makeup and put on the battle gear. Okay.
moment ago, China and North Korea have a functioning relationship, perhaps even a good relationship at times. Are they concerned that North Korean troops are fighting on behalf of Russia? That was asked at the White House briefing yesterday, where they put forward this intelligence. The U.S. wouldn't talk about how Russia feels or concludes about this, but again, it's certainly something the U.S. wants to discuss with Russia, with China, that is.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Discussion is over. Time for discussion is over. We see it. This is the book of Jeremiah, 51 and 1. Thus saith Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, behold, I will rise up against Babylon. Who is that? That's spiritual Babylon, spiritual Sodom's, Gomorrah. Once again, the ABC 1, 2, 3, spiritual Egypt. Once again, we're still in bondage to this very day. We're still in our captivity. You so-called African Americans, Native Americans, Hispanics, we still looking for Yahweh Shai and the host, the angels, the army to come deliver us from this wicked place. Okay? Thus saith Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, behold, I will rise up against Babylon and and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind. Okay, let's get it. Bible comparisons. NLT. This is what Yahweh Bashim Shah says. I will stir up a destroyer against Babylon, spiritual Babylon, and the people of Babylonian. The citizens, if you want to call you people thinking about going to that ballot box in a couple days. I already did it. When this is not our rest, that's not our fight. That's not our plight. Okay, that's right. All right. So we know that wind goes into destroyer. All right. Well, no, it says it right there. And I will send until Babylon fanners, okay, that shall fan her. And they're here. They're called the Gober troops. You've seen them. If you haven't seen them, you haven't been paying attention. All that immigration talk, those immigrants are not coming over here with families. They're soldiers coming to put work in on this place. Thus says these scriptures right here. Thus says Jeremiah 51 and 2. If you want to know where you get that from, what you talking about, is right here. And I will send into Babylon, spiritual Babylon, United States of America, fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land, for in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. So ain't no way around it. And we're gonna get that in Bible comparison too. Salakia for my nose. NLT. Foreigners will come and winnow her, blowing her away as shaft. And shaft is what, the leftover, the ash. They shall come from every side, and haven't they? You seen the videos? Where you from? China. Where you from? Africa. Where you going? New York. Where you going? Missouri. Where you going? Kentucky. They going everywhere. Okay. They will come from every side to rise against her in her day of trouble. And we here. Okay. That's once again, Apostle Tahar deemed this the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. It's not over. We've been seeing judgment being casted out. Okay, this Jacob's trouble is just not for you so-called African Americans, Native Americans, Hispanics. It's for the world. But the fact that it's called Jacob's trouble should be startling because that's where the judgment's going to come towards. Okay, you 2/3. All right, in the world, obviously. Okay, so this is once again they're here. These fanners are here. Here's a promise. Now back to this.
Korea, the front lines of Ukraine, more than 4,000 miles away. Ukraine is where South Korean intelligence says these soldiers are going. 1,500 now, as many as 12,000 could be deployed, South Korean media says. Some seen here, supposedly just days ago, getting their Russian military uniforms. The audio muffled. The language sounds like Korean. We can't independently verify this video, provided to CNN by the Ukrainian government. They also shared this, a uniform sizing questionnaire dated last week in both Korean and Russian for hats, headgear, uniforms, and shoes.
Why would Kim Jong-un be sending troops to Russia and to Ukraine?
So if Russia...
Okay, then we already answered that question. We use the scriptures. The book of Joel, chapter 3, told us why would he be using them. He said because they gonna all come together to make this conflict come true. World War III. That's why. Okay, and that was on that front. Remember, we started off with Matthew 24. He said, "Nation shall stand against nation." So while United States of America has its hands busy on different fronts. So now we're gonna skip over to the other front. Okay, to another problem with United States of America. We're going back a chapter. Jeremiah 50. And we're going down to 45. Oh, yeah. See now we skipping over to another conflict that United States spiritual Babylon is involved in. Okay? Ain't no way around it. Jeremiah 50 and 45. Therefore, hear the counsel of Yahweh Bashim Shai that he have taken against, where's that? Spiritual Babylon. You can't get out of trouble, can you? You in trouble every time you turn around, ain't you? You always sticking your, why? Because he increased that's not his. Okay, who else is spiritual Babylon at this point, y'all? Raise your hand. Okay. And his purpose that he have taken, that he has purpose. Let me start over and read this right. Jeremiah 50 and 45. Therefore, hear ye the counsel of Yahweh Bashim Shai that he have taken against Babylon, and his purpose that he have purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock. Who is the least of the flock? The least of Esau, Edom's flock is Amalek, the head. Okay, the head honchos, the little hatters that finance all the wickedness of this world. You know, Job said the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. He means Esau, but Esau has a leader, just like Yasharallah has a leader, Judah, the so-called African American. You may not see it because you know the curses, but that is the head tribe. Surely Yahweh Shai sprung up out of Judah. Now, Amalek is the little curly culer faker culture vultures. That's the head tribe of Esau, the least of the flock. Shall draw them out. Surely he shall make them their habitations desolate with them. And that's a promise from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And that's why they getting their ass torn into, and it's not going to stop. Okay? It is not going to stop. Can't stop, won't stop. At the noise of the taking of spiritual Babylon, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard amongst the nations. And that's where you headed. Here we go. Oh, yes.
Today marks the 1 month of Iran's strike on Israel to avenge the killing of the Hezbollah chief Hassan Nasrallah and Hamas political head Ismail Haniyeh. Israeli intelligence suggests Iran is preparing to attack Israel from Iraqi territory in the coming days, possibly before the US presidential elections on November 5th. Billboards have come up across Iran, a month after the country's deadly attack on Israel on October 1st. The billboards bore the caption, and I'm reading that out: "If you want to fight, then we are the masters in fighting." On that day, Iran claimed it targeted the Jewish state with a barrage of 180 missiles, including the hypersonic missile. Weeks later, on October 26th, came the calculated response from Israel, as it carried out multiple waves of airstrikes targeting Iranian military infrastructure and air defense systems. While Iran claimed to have defeated the attack with only limited damage, it has vowed to retaliate strongly. Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps commander Hossein Salami has warned that Iran's response would be different from any scenario Israel might expect, claiming that Israel...
Okay, so once again, prophecy tells us that what Yahweh Shah said in the book of Joel about turning your plowshares into swords will be reversed. You will turn your swords into plowshares and work the land and no longer know war. Okay, that's when Yahweh Shah has established Yasharallah. He, Prince of Power, is the world government forever. There ain't gonna be no World War IV. It ain't gonna be no challenging. And we also know that this means that we're closer to Revelations 13, starting at 16, and he calls us all to receive that mark. And who is being put in position? Trump with who? Elon Musk. Not to say that Elon Musk is going to control it all, but he's getting a figure. He's putting a figurehead that shows you that it's going to head in that direction. Talking about who you voting for. It's all the wicked. It's all a wicked act. Okay, nobody. But Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to come back and destroy this place. All right, so you see now the let's get it. Let's get what the scriptures say about the video I just showed you. Second Esdras 15, and I'm gonna slide down here to 26. Okay, because once again, you feeling mighty comfortable over here in spiritual Babylon, and it's about to be judged the worst. For Second Esdras 15 and 26. For Yahweh Bashim Yahushua knoweth all them that sin against him. Okay, well, he forgives everybody. All right, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. Okay, for now are the plagues starting with them ICBM missiles. Okay, come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them, for Yahweh Bashim Yahshua shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. Now here's the point. Behold, a horrible vision, and the appearance therefore from the east. Okay, you got, at least you could say it says the east, but we know it's Western Asia. Okay, where the nations of the dragons, who is that? That's them. That's Ishmael. That's them. That's them people. Iran, Iraq, that's them people all the way around belt. The Persians, you know, that's them. The nations of the dragons, not Persian, Palestinian, Salakia, Elam, Ishmael. Okay, the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, all of them. Okay, so you've been picking on all of these nearby neighbors, because why? Because you have support from the whore. Okay, from the beast. All right, which is what? Imploding from inside. All type of issues going on with NATO. And the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind. We heard about that destroying wind earlier upon the earth, that all that which hear them may fear and tremble. Didn't I tell you that fear and trembling is coming? Even over here, the spiritual Babylon, ain't no way around it. I'm gonna read that one more time. Second Esdras 15 and 29. Where the nations of the dragons, okay, Ishmael's people, that are all the way around that little, the least of the flock right now over there in Israel, which does not belong to them, that bastard Dolan and Astroth of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. And once again, this has been Let the Bodies Hit the Floor. This is one more reminder.
Have a listen.
I will say on the kingdom's part, we have been anything but ambiguous. We have been quite categorical. We called, in the instance of Gaza, for instance, for a ceasefire from the very beginning. We were very clear that even with the horrors of October 7th, that an overreaction by Israel was extremely dangerous. And we have seen the reality that Israel's reaction and its continuing military assault in Gaza has led to a humanitarian catastrophe that has not only impacted the citizens of Gaza, that has not only resulted in tens of thousands of unjustifiable civilian deaths, it's also really put a huge question mark on the international systems of rules and governance, on the legitimacy of international humanitarian law, international law, and its applicability in ways that have been really ununiform. So we've And we've said that from the beginning. So we have been very unambiguous about it. We will continue to engage. We engaged from the beginning as well on trying to find pathways out of the conflict. We have the group, the Arab League OIC contact group, but we also had a group of Arab states that had engaged with the United States and others to try and find ways to reach a potential ceasefire, supporting, of course, the efforts of the US, Qatar, and Egypt, and others. So ambiguity is not what we, in the kingdom, practice. We practice a very clear foreign policy based on clear guiding principles, but also, of course, from a prospect of not being drawn into confrontation in any way.
You have described Israel's assault on Gaza as genocide, and you've talked about Israel having to face consequences. What do you mean very specifically by that?
I mean, if we look at just what's happening now in northern Gaza, where we have a complete blockade of any access for humanitarian goods, coupled with a continuing military assault, without any real pathways for civilians to find shelter or to find safe zones, that can only be described as a form of genocide. It is certainly against.
Okay, once again, this has been Let the Bodies Hit the Floor. And you see, that's exactly what Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is planning on doing. Well, that is what he is going to do. It's already planned. It's already in motion. I pray that this has been edifying. Shalom.